Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your chemistry class of standard 10. Hope all of you are fine and staying safe. Today I will discuss about neutralization, reaction and equation. Already you know that neutralization reaction, but again you have to review one time. That is, during a neutralization reaction, an acid and a base react to produce a salt and water. So neutralization reaction is actually the reaction of acid and base where salt and water are produced. These reactions are known as neutralization reaction. You have read this in types of reaction on chapter 7. Follow here. These are the some example of neutralization reaction where hydrochloric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide base and produce sodium chloride salt and water. Here we can see sulfuric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide base, produce sodium sulfate and water. And also hydrochloric acid can react with calcium hydroxide, produce calcium chloride salt and water. So in all neutralization reactions, actually any acid when reacts with any base, there is always produce one salt and water. Now from these equations you have to know that a specific amount of acid can react with a specific amounts of base. Follow here. Here 1 mole hydrochloric acid can react with 1 mole sodium hydroxide to neutralize it completely. But when calcium hydroxide is used with hydrochloric acid, in that time 2 mole hydrochloric acid can neutralize completely 1 mole calcium hydroxide base. So here actually a specific amount of acid can react with a specific amount of base. Follow here. Here 1 mole sodium hydroxide can react with, neutralize completely 1 mole HCl, but to neutralize 1 mole sulfuric acid there is needed 2 mole caustic soda or sodium hydroxide. So from here you have to understand that not any amount, a specific amount of acid can react with a specific amount of base. Now we will know about different neutralization reactions or importance of neutralization reaction in our daily life. At first in digestion, you know that inside the stomach there is produced hydrochloric acid for the digestion process, which helps actually in digestion of our food. So when the production of this acid is too much, in that time we feel acidic problem, we feel pain, isn't it? And in that time, to relieve from this pain, what do we take? We have to take, or we generally take a medicine named antacid, which is actually contains alkaline substance, that is magnesium hydroxide or aluminum hydroxide. So why do we take this type medicine? Because these basic substances are actually neutralize the acidity of acid and relieve us or neutralize that produced acidic substance. Now follow the detail. The stomach produce gastric acid to aid in digestion. This acid is mainly composed of hydrochloric acid. So from here you can get information actually how hydrochloric acid is generated and why acidic problem occurs. And for this, a common antacid tablet contains weak base magnesium hydroxide and also aluminum hydroxide, and the neutralization reaction will be what? This magnesium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid, produce magnesium chloride and water. So sometimes this type of question may come, how acidic problem can be overcome by using antacid, or how neutralization reaction is related with digestion system explained. So in that cases you have to write the answer like this way. Now we will see how neutralization reaction occur in dental care. Actually, when bacteria in the mouth use sugar from food and drink, they produce acidic substance that can dissolve and damage teeth. That means you can follow in the very morning or after taking meal. Sometimes we feel sour inside our mouth. In that time, if we and these sour feelings or acidic substance which actually grows on our teeth, it actually harmful for our camel or for the enamel for the teeth. So and also it damage our teeth, or cavities problem will be arise. For this, if you use paste, or if you brush your teeth using paste, fluoride toothpaste, which is actually alkaline substance, then it neutralizes that produced acid on the teeth and preventing cavities. So when we brush our teeth, this is also a neutralization reaction, and inside the toothpaste there is basic substance present. Now we will know about neutralization reaction in case of agricultural field. We know that for growing more crops, the best pH level of soil is 7, and that is neutral pH level. So if the soil is acidic or basic, then the plant may grow badly. For this, we have to, in that time, we have to treat the soil using the opposite substances. For example, if the and most of the time for the for different purposes, for example for acid rain and also other reasons, most of the time the soil becomes too acidic and its pH level actually decreases. In that time, if the land is treated with a base, generally lime is used. Lime, you know, calcium oxide or slaked lime, and that is calcium hydroxide is used by farmer to control the pH level or to increase the pH up to 7. And like this way, soil is treated by using lime when the soil becomes acidic. So here the used lime is actually neutralizes the acidic substance of the soil and becomes it neutral, and like this way, and our cultivate production will be increased. So here also we can see the importance of neutralization reaction in our agricultural sector. Beside this, also many another examples of neutralization reaction which are actually occur in our daily life, such as bee sting. You know that the glands of this bee are actually contains formic acid, ACWH, formic acid, and when this bee sting us, then we feel pain for the presence of this acid. So if we apply any basic substance, here you can also use lime. So we feel we relief from this acidic pain because this lime neutralizes the acid. So this is also a neutralization reaction. So like this way, many reactions are there, and already you have know. So these are actually the importance of neutralization reaction. Then the other reactions in our daily life is immense. Now we will know about salt. Already you have understand how salt is produced. Salt is actually produced through the reaction between an acid and base. So how can we write the definition? Salts are ionic compounds that result from the neutralization reaction of an acid and base. And salts are composed of positively charged ion, that is cation and anion. Cations came from the acid part, basic part, and anion came from the acidic part. Follow here. These are the example of salt: sodium chloride salt, ammonium chloride salt, sodium acetate salt, ammonium acetate salt, etc. Follow here sodium chloride salt. So this sodium chloride salt is composed of sodium ion and chloride ion. So cation and anion, and this cation is came from base and this anion is came from acid. I hope you understand. Now this is actually the types of salt. Actually in different ways we can categorize salt substance. For example, here we can say salts are three types: neutral salt, acidic salt, and basic salt. Neutral salt means when the salt is produced from the strong acid and strong base, or weak acid and weak base. That means the concentration strength of those acid and base will be equal. In that time, neutral salt will be produced. For example, sodium chloride. For example, ammonium acetate. This is neutral salt because here acid and base both are weak. And here this is neutral salt because here acid and base both are strong. But when a strong acid reacts with weak base and produce salt, that salt will be acidic salt. Follow here, hydrochloric acid is a strong acid, ammonium hydroxide is a weak base. So ammonium chloride is a acidic salt. That means its nature like acidic. Now when weak acid reacts with strong base and produce salt, in that time the produced salt will be basic in nature, basic salt. Why? Because here strong base is used to produce this salt with the weak acid. So basic nature is actually arises in this salt. So like this way we can categorize the salt. Also we can categorize the salts using the anion parts, on the basis of anion parts or on the basis of acid used to produce this salt. For example, if hydrochloric acid is used to produce salt, then that salt will be chloride salt. For example, sodium chloride, potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, zinc chloride, etc. If sulfuric acid is used to produce this salt, in that time that salt will be named is sulfate salt. Sodium sulfate, potassium sulfate, calcium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, etc. Like this way, when nitric acid is used, that is called nitrate salt. When carbonic acid is used, that is called carbonate salt. Like this way. Also you can categorize salts on the basis of the name of metal part, that is cation part. For example, sodium salt. Sodium salt, that means sodium chloride, sodium sulfate, sodium nitrate, sodium carbonate. Or potassium salt, potassium chloride, potassium sulfate, potassium nitrate, potassium carbonate, etc. So like this, actually salts can be categorized or can be typed in different ways. Now we will know about acid rain. This is very familiar to you, and already you have learned, you have a knowledge about this acid rain, but once again I want to review this. You know that acid rain actually occurs when the different types of gaseous substance such as nitrogen dioxide gas, sulfur dioxide gas, these are exhausted from different sources such as from the factories, and also here another gas is also present in the atmosphere, that is carbon dioxide gas. You know that this is exhausted from different vehicles. So when these gaseous substances are blown by wind and mixes with the atmospheric water or water vapor, then there is produced different types of acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, etc. And when these acids comes down mixed with rainwater, then that rainwater is known as acid rain. That means in the rainwater there is present different acids such as sulfuric acid, nitric acid, etc. And this acid rain actually has a great harmful effect to the environment. Follow here, only trees killed by acid rain. Not only trees killed, also it already you have known acid rain also falls a bad effect on the soil for the cultivation program, and also acid rain actually destroy the different costly great falls a great effect on the costly statue, then monuments, and also different artistic uh, structures, which are mainly most costly, actually already damages. For example, our Statue of Liberty, you know that a Statue of Liberty, this is made by copper, but for the acid rain, the color of this copper is oxidized, or the copper actually destroying, but decaying of the metal is occurred there. For this, the color of the Statue of Liberty is already damaged. So like this way, acid rain has a very harmful effect to the environment. So for this, actually we have to control the production of this gaseous substance to the environment. So my dear students, today up to this, and in next class I will come back with new topic, and up to that you have to stay safe, and you have to be conscious, and you have to follow the health rules, and always praying for the well life for your family to the Almighty Allah. So up to that, goodbye.